Hello.
Okay,
Hi.
so everybody is here now. So this morning I put out that I shared that video on using the K criteria so that everybody know what we are doing when we sign up for practice Kung Fu or training and so forth. What do you guys think? You know, Daniel, you want to share?
Yes. What I think is this is true. I mean, you have these categories like fighting, where you spar. Where fighting, when somebody wants to fight, he has to have at least many hours, hundreds of hours of sparring experience. And this is the fighting part. And then you have the fitness where you fight a little, which many people sell and tell them, the students, yeah, if you learn this and this and this, then you can fight. But if you don't have fighting experience like sparring, then it's useless. Then you have the part of fitness, like you explained in your today's video, where you say, okay, fitness, but then many people think internal art, and with internal art they can fight, but it's not the right way, because internal art doesn't mean fighting. So these experts have to, they have to everybody should know that. And the criteria is really good, so everybody can use it for their schools, for martial arts, any kind of martial arts, not only Wing Chun or Tai Chi or whatever. So everybody should follow this, and like you said in your video, everybody can do any martial art, but keep it as it is, and not as you do a fitness part and then you say, okay, you can fight with that. That's not right. So I find it really good what you presented in your video. It's my opinion.
Dick, you want to share?
Yeah, I think it's really good, because as long as you're honest to the people that practice with you, it doesn't matter what they practice, as long as they're happy with their practice, as long as you're honest what they are practicing and what and why they are practicing it for, instead of giving people false security and tell them, if you practice this way, you can do fighting. If you don't do sparring, you can't fight. It's simple like that. So as long as you're honest to your students and tell them you practice this for your health benefit, for your motorical skills, but don't expect to be able to do competition or real fighting with this. But as long as you're honest to your students, and the students are aware what they are practicing and why they are practicing it, and you made it very clear that the key point is tell the students what they practice, and so they can make this choice that this is the thing they want to practice for their health benefits. And that's the really key point to what you're presenting. So I think it's really good to show that module.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, like Dick said, one thing that is very important is to know where one stands, to know what we are practicing in the end. And may I add that there's another important thing, that as long as it is beneficial for one's health, for one's well-being, it is good. But when the practice becomes nonsense, then one has to take a step back, look at what he's practicing, and amend it.
Yeah, because
right or wrong, as long as it is beneficial.
As long as it develops the people that's practicing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why that two criteria, I put that there. Okay, nobody in this world, none. Okay, disregard our. That's why asking people, any grandmaster, better, or whether it is in Western boxing or in Chinese Kung Fu or BJJ, anything better, precede General Qi Ji Guang, who put his man in the war and with the records. If there's none of that, okay, then we better follow what's the reality, okay? Because you're putting people on danger if you're selling the thing which is which is inappropriate because all the students, all the good people, they suffer. And that's why I strongly pushing this Kung Fu criteria. That is what the criteria is. Let's not making up legends or superstitious stuff. There is no reality beyond that reality. Like usually people in Kung Fu say, Kung Fu, after you practice, you can be enlightenment, you know, get to enlightenment. And then this grandmaster, that grandmaster. Well, in the history of the human being, for past 460 years, you don't find that. Doesn't matter it's east or west. If you violate what the general Qi Ji Guang stuff you see today, we all can check it out, you know, compare note with the Kung Fu, BJJ or Thai boxing and so forth, or Western boxing. You see that anything surpass that principle, that criteria. You don't see that. Because the worst thing is going to war. Am I right?
Yeah.
So if that is the criteria using for the war, then we need to know what is the real deal, what is the bottom line of it, because we are human. Disregard what martial art you practice. Now, with the Kung Fu criteria, now you look back. Okay, you want to have a fighting, you have to have this kind of level of standard. Now, what with all those other students who do not capable to do it? I cannot do it now. I'm 62, I cannot do it now. Let's just face the reality. According to the statistic of the diabetic type 1 who is me born, I have only a lifespan for 66 years old. So in America, I will get only probably 1 year of full retirement money, okay? Because 66 is around the time you have the full retirement. Now, will I be able to do all this fighting stuff? Even when I was in 25, 28, I can do, you know, force my body, devote my body to do that. Can I do it now? The same thing is, asking out loud for Xi Xiaodong or all those Santa people. If you get Xi Xiaodong in my body state, a type 1 diabetic, will you be able to do whatever you practice better than me today? At age 62, will you be able to do all those stuff I'm doing with your MMA practice?
No.
Because
that's for sure.
So this is a reality. This is a reality everybody have to face. So you don't not saying that you follow Hendrik, you become a Superman, or you follow Xi Xiaodong, you be able to fight like him to fight the Tai Chi Lei Lei. Not necessary. Even a few days ago, you see Zhang Weili get KO by a kick. Okay, you can see those kind of kick even in 1970 when I practiced Kyokushin.
Yeah.
In Kyokushin open, you see people get KO that way. So the same thing is, what I'm trying to say is, there's a reality. There's no God there. And there's no style which is the best in the world. Okay? You practice BJJ, if you don't know that Western boxing way, come on, you cannot get in. And you have to use the Western boxing way. Okay?
Yeah.
So we all have, you know, like the reason I like that Q, the Q model, the Qi Ji Guang model, is there's the reality in the fighting. We don't have it all. Okay, so don't promote anything we practice like we have it all. We don't. Okay,
nobody has it all.
We can learn from everybody, and also we have to take considerations of ourselves, our body, and who train with us. Don't blow out of proportion. If you blown out of proportion, disregard what martial art you do, you are not different than following those magic kung fu movie. In magic kung fu movie, always you want revenge. So you go to this mountain and you learn this kung fu and then you defeat the other guy and here on you're the Superman. Those doesn't exist, okay?
No.
Even in General Qi Ji Guang time, it never exists in China, okay? 460 years ago.
It has never existed anywhere.
So right now, do we want to make everybody's life better? We want BJJ to be good. We want Western boxing to be good. We want Kung Fu to be good. We want MMA practitioner to be good. We want everybody to have business, to be good, to doing good, to help each other. And so the student who love doing BJJ type of stuff, they go practice it. And they say, oh yeah, I'm going to do some Western boxing stuff. And the people who love Western boxing say, well, I'm going to do Western boxing. But you know, I aware that, like in General Qi Ji Guang, you need to going down to the ground. I'm going to practice some BJJ. So I can have BJJ friend. I respect the BJJ friend because they're good in that. I can learn from them. It's not like I'm everything. I beat everybody in the UFC. I beat everybody at MMA. I beat the Tai Chi guy. What do you know what is Tai Chi is about? So the thing is that they always have something to learn. That's the reason why I put it out there, right?
Yeah.
So when you teach, you open a school, if you a guy come in to learn from you who have conditions, meaning that high blood pressure or diabetic, the student, then you say, okay, you don't want to do fighting. You want to do fitness. And then if your body get better, you can learn a little bit of this, the taste of fighting. Okay, so like these days, right? There's a lot of people asking me about self-defense. I said, forget about learning self-defense techniques. You do those things. One, you keep a distance with everybody. The second is when you go out, you have more people go out with you. Don't go out alone. Go out 3-4 people. That is the best self-defense. Why? You keep a distance now so that people know you are aware of your territory. They're not going to attack you that much. They're less likely to do that. The second, you have more people there. And that's good for you because you don't get into trouble. And for the people who want to attack people, also good for him because you don't give him chance to do wrong thing. So it's good for both parties. The minute I say that I'm going to teach you how to kick the groin and all this thing, now you mess up the entire thing. Okay, you can get people killed, okay?
Exactly.
Because right now it go out of control, okay? So what if there's a guy who have no idea what it is, he's not attacking you, but he just by mistake looking at you in a certain way, you kick him in the groin, okay? So it's like I'm saying that the entire world is bad guy, okay? If I tell you the entire world is bad guy and they go out there walking and they say everybody is bad guy, okay? Now you create problem. I mean,
of course.
Okay. So then you say, well, you know, like the Tai Chi, it cannot fight. It's bad. It's a fake traditional Chinese martial art. Well, is that true? We know that if the Tai Chi guy is just practice for fitness and don't even know the momentum combination, like even they wrote in their own book, you can fight. And you just saying that, okay, this is just for functional training. Okay, this is not for fighting. Everybody is clear and cut. And there are people like me, old age now, I like to do just functional training, not high-speed fighting. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No. It's just to accept the fact. I stopped doing full contact sparring when I was 50 because you get injured, your body doesn't heal anymore. So now I'm doing more functional training and more light sparring. I don't do full contact sparring anymore because if I get injured, I can't teach. Simple like that.
Well, we need to make a living. Like people like Xi Xiaodong is making his living in this in teaching. But are we doing? I'm a design engineer. know, Daniel, you're
Yes.
drafting, right?
Yes.
And we are not making money in doing those stuff.
No.
Right, Joe, right? Yeah, you're working in IT, and Dick, you're working with the Nokia and those phone stuff. So
no, I'm working on IT. I'm working
IT too, right? Now,
yeah.
So the entire thing is that, so what about us? I mean, are we going to just learn one thing and then we have to transform ourselves, be a MMA coach or what? I mean, it doesn't make sense in the reality, okay?
Yeah.
And so that's why I put the criteria is objective, scientific, and rational. And it is a model that everybody can use to solve problem, not to create problem. I know the marketing guy don't like it.
Yeah.
But it's like in United States, there's a consumer report on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the consumer need to know what's going on, and then the producer can manufacture or make better products. It's a win-win stuff. We need to do that. And in Kung Fu, let me tell you one thing on Kung Fu, which is very disgusting. Okay, and it is a business. When my 50 years in Kung Fu life, I can tell you. Number one is some teacher, not all teacher, some Kung Fu teacher is saying, like I go to Daniel, I pick you to be my successor. Okay, and then he go again to Dick saying the same thing and going to the Joe doing the same thing. And then that is to manipulate you so that Daniel, because you want to be my successor, oh yeah, like gatekeeper, then he's going to listen to me doing whatever I want. But in the private, I tell Dick the same thing, I tell Joe the same thing. So you guys fighting on yourself. So I manage you guys, I have all control on you. Those are like a code, okay?
Yeah.
Now, those type of things, when I die, guess what? Everybody will have their story. Everybody will badmouth everybody. And that is exactly, you can see many things happen today in Kung Fu world.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one type.
Yeah.
The second type is suggest on my last name. Like the grandmaster have this last name. So I am the descendant. I have this last name, so I learn more than other people. Okay, that a type of to keep themselves to have authority. Well, I go through all this, the first one and the second one too. Okay. The second one is when people told me that, oh, you are not in this last name, you don't learn. I asked them, okay, if you read my book, Kung Fu 1560, have Chi Chi Guang ever said that his son is the guy, or the Tang Sun Zhi, or the Yi Da Yu? They don't. They share information. You know that they share information, right?
Yeah.
So Chinese is not like that. Only idiot Chinese doing those kind of stuff. Okay, where you don't have nothing to prove yourself. Like General Chi Chi Guang, who have contribution. The contribution prove himself. Why do you need those BS stuff? Okay.
Yeah. You don't need it.
So that is the second. The third one is usually there are students from the West go to Asia. Because in Asia, if you have a Western student, then people look at it. Oh, you see that guy teaching Western student. So they feel higher in position if they're teaching the Western student. Okay, so not everybody, but there are some. And then the Western student will say, "Teach me all, make me the successor, no, so I can when you die, I can pass on the art. Okay, I can transmit the art." So the teacher is going to now afraid of the student, because they want something from the student to expand their art, meaning they are somebody want their title, their name to be known worldwide. Somebody want money, royalty, whatever. Okay. So this is what it is. Have I gone through all these things? Yes. And the guy who tell me, oh, if they can transmit, I have to give them this, and that at one point there somebody told me because they have so much student, okay, I have to rely on that. I said bullshit. Okay, do you know who is General Chi Chi Guang? Okay, I am hardline like General Chi Chi Guang. Okay, it is an education, and do you know who is Sir Isaac Newton? If Sir Isaac Newton have to do that to teach the physics, then physics, there's no physics today. It turned out to be all this garbage stuff, okay? So you look at Sir Isaac Newton, his principle, everybody do the same. So today in every university, you learn principle, okay? Yeah. Same with, if you read this, same with General Chi Chi Guang. Did he say that, hey, you have my private student, my secret? Or he tell you all that, everything in the chapter 14 in this book. So it is a problem there. It is creating code for Kung Fu. It is no longer teaching what the ancient is teach. Yeah. And all these businessmen running around like car dealer, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was the correct word.
So right now, as what I said, now you guys in the West know exactly what General Chi Chi Guang said, okay? And all this technical and everything. Make it like a Newton's principle. So I take Newton's principle. Everybody have the same thing, okay? This way, only this way is good for everybody. Good for Chi Chi Guang, good for us in the West, because there are many people in the West appreciate Chinese culture who want to learn Chinese culture. Okay, because it has the humanity, everything. So just read this, then you know it. And it's like also it's like the Newton's principle. Everybody know everybody is equal, because only equality that we are equal, that can create peaceful among us. And then it is based on everybody's contribution and working hard on the subject, okay, to be known, not because of you're my successor, not because of you want to be, you are the only guy can succeed this thing. And not only that, I have the last name, okay? So that's why I call this channel education, because I want to tear apart all those things. If you don't, like for example, this General Chi Chi Guang, if I don't push it this hard, like people calling me crazy, will you know what is Chi Chi Guang talking about? Will you know how deep the water at that time, 460 years ago, where even today's MMA people can learn from that, okay? So this is technology, this is human civilization. It is not our stuff. Okay, you want to make business good. That's what I said. Today you have that K criteria. You can go to your school, you serve your student better. Like in the university, you can say this is fighting, this is a fitness, this is a fitness, a taste of fighting, this is the entire thing. You can have all this category, you can serve your community. And if you teach your student good, everybody in different part of the society, they come to you, want to learn certain thing, and you serve them good, you provide them good solution. I mean, you're going to get famous, you're going to get well paid, like in the university. So this is open up everything. Without this open up, your Kung Fu people is trashing each other. And look at all this Xi Xiaodong and all this the Chinese Kung Fu stuff. I mean, it is not solved. It cannot be solved. In fact, it get even divert more now. Okay. Nobody look at the reality. Everybody is just saying, I'm the guy. I'm the guy. For what? So who suffer? The people suffer. The culture suffer. And you screw everybody anyway. Okay. So of course, now you know that right now you probably can see that the differences between me when I cultural education with Xi Xiaodong and all other this fighter martial arts school. And I purposely want to do that. Why? Because I want to get this thing into a university. My English might be not good, but that might become somebody who is talented from Europe, from United States, can do better from me, than me. Put this in the university because this belongs to all us human beings.
Yeah.
Right? So that I can tell you this, we cannot continue on this way. There's no future on this. Don't kid ourselves. There's no future.
That's why it's a good way is don't do it professionally, because then you don't do it for the money. You're doing it for sharing your knowledge back to other people.
Dick, I disagree with this. You can do it professionally too. You look at this, okay? It's like in engineering today. In Silicon Valley, we are professional design engineer, okay? We do it for money, big money, a lot of money, okay? My classmate, all those classmates who is successful in Silicon Valley have their private jet, okay? Now, the issue is this.
It's different in Sweden.
They keep it honest. They have IEEE, they share paper. And then when you get a patent out, you put the patent out for everybody in the world to read it. Of course, you cannot, if you want to use that patent, you have to pay royalty to certain company or something, but everybody know. And then if you are smarter than the guy who do the patent, you can get a better patent out there. And then you get rewarded, okay? So in the world, money is number one thing. Seriously, the Chinese talk about this humanity, and the first thing is actually it is money. You want to generate a lot of money for everybody, but you want to do it in a constructive way. If you contribute to the human being, you get more money, okay? And you can more famous, okay? So that way, only that way you can get the thing progress, expand, and everybody benefit, and you open up this market. Like for example, let me tell you. You see, I keeping have all different type of thing and like the hammer and everything. Don't I need money to buy that?
Sure.
Right? Now, did I ask you for money from my on this thing? No, I don't.
No.
So you buy my book, you get the information like the patent information, the technology, and I use this thing to fund all my gadgets and okay. Just look at the hammer. Why do I know that it's using the dead blow hammer, not the usual hammer? Do you know how many hammer I buy? My wife thinking
so
I'm
you have
crazy.
your whole garden house full of hammers.
So my wife thinking I'm crazy. Okay, this is hammer. Okay, 1 pound hammer. This is 5 pound hammer. This is a dead hammer. This is a dead blow hammer. Well, after a month, my wife said, how the hell you order all this different type of hammer? And now it's stuck in my home, all the hammer. Yeah. I don't even know what to do with it. Okay?
So she's telling you, or you're going to rebuild the house?
What the issue is that if I'm using my retiring money, okay, I'm retiring, and I'm using my retiring money, and she will not like it, right? And everybody, right?
Yeah.
But so I use it to fund it, and all, like you guys buy the book and then you get the technology, and so that just doing that.
Yeah, we get the knowledge.
So you need money. So if you have everybody as doing that, then you have a school. I like the idea that if you have your school, you teach good, you make a lot of money, and then you make contribution, you write your book, you make the contribution like that, like the Silicon Valley incorporations. I like that, okay? Because
yeah, it's nothing wrong. But in Sweden, when you're having a school, you are not, you can't get paid.
well,
If you're running a private school, Sweden is a different country because we get governmental money because we're teaching kids. So it's a different world.
True, but for me, is that like in the United States, like in Silicon Valley? Let me ask you a question. If I am not educated in Chinese in Asia and come to Silicon Valley with this open environment, very scientific environment, do you think I can do all this thing?
No.
You can't.
No, you couldn't. No,
because if I live in Asia, I have all kind of burden. Or you must say this because it's the last name. All those restrictions, only in Silicon Valley I can get this. So the same thing is, I put it to the American here because we here are in a very good civilizations and a democratic world that we can do change for the world. Okay, in other part of the world, they are good people, they are smart people like us, but their environment might not give them the chance to do the job. But we can do it. So if we can do it, let's help more people make more money. Okay, so everybody make more money, everybody happy. Okay, I mean that's how it is, right? So you need money, always you need money for research and promoting and do all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So sure. That is the thing. That's why I say the K criteria or the Kung Fu criteria. That's why it is very important now. It is a critical now with this book and this book. Okay, the Wing Chun Inception and this book, which is the bottom line of the Kung Fu criteria, the Q model and the H model. So even if we get even bigger, I wouldn't want to talk to like Garmin and so forth because there is a market for them. If there's a market for them, they can sell us cheaper or making cheaper or better watch. So everybody, every martial artist can have one so that you can train like in the Wing Chun Inception. You can train for your body, you can take care of health, you can have better performance. Okay?
Yeah.
And somebody like the the guy who do those research in the making watch and so forth, of course they need to be paid because they need to live too. Okay?
Of course.
We want them to live good. Okay? And the Kung Fu teacher, the MMA teacher, we want them to live good. Do we want them to be respected like in the professor in the college? Because they are professional.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you want to have talented people doing that, have well paid to doing that. So their mind is to research and do good for the human. Okay. And of course for themselves too. Only this way it works. There is no such thing as the Chinese monk. You know, like the Zen monk that I don't want anything. Okay. You cannot work that way. It doesn't work that way. The Chinese Buddhism, when you get into the in Asia, into China, from India to China, Buddhism, the reason why it's boom is because the emperor supported with all the money. So the monk come, if this is a high, very advanced monk, scholar monk, expert, the emperor go down there, praise and do all kinds of support. Now, when the Buddhism do not support like that, you look at today. Okay. So we are talking about education. So that is what it is. So, you know, finally, I like to share with everybody is that I hope that the K criteria, everybody use the K criteria because you will do good for your school, for your student, and for yourself, for your art, for everything. Now we have a really scientific, objective, rational standard. Right?
Yeah.
without that, I don't even know what we are doing. Are we going to
No,
practice a religion, a cult?
No, we need to move away from the cult. So that's why it's good that we're having this criteria and we can tell people what we're training and why we're training it and which quantum in this diagram they are in. We practice this. You are older, you practice this for physical benefits. So everybody can get better and enjoy the training.
So after this COVID is going to go over soon in a few months, were you guys using those K criteria in your school?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
My suggestion is the beginner student, teach them first. The beginner student, so they know how to choose.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just too bad that you guys live around the world. If you guys live in America, then I ask you, how many hammers do you want? I have about 24. I have about 24 hammers at home, okay? My wife screaming me like crazy, okay? So I want to ship it out, okay? But it's expensive. I mean, you ship a 4-pound, 10-pound hammer, because it's expensive, right? So that's how it is. That's the reality. And so and also this watch, I have about 10 or 15 of this at home, made by in United States, made in China, and all kind of stuff. Okay, so there's plenty of that. Okay, so my wife is not happy with this, and all this thing nobody use it, and say, why are you going to buy this and that? I said, well, because I need to test it. Only after I test it, I can share with you that use this. Okay.
Don't you have Facebook Marketplace in US?
No,
where you can sell it.
I just don't want to get into those things because it's tough, you know. Like you go there to the post office, you have to send this, and
then in Sweden you can sign up. They pick it up at your house.
You know, like I have many friends in Asia.
Yeah.
And some of them say, well, you know, I cannot get your book. Can you send me? I said my postage is more expensive than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.